Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Borderlands 3. And in this one, I want to talk to you guys about some of the new legendaries that are tied to the higher Mayhem levels. So as well as the Cartel DLC dropping, or the kind of Cartel event, should I say. And if you guys haven't seen that, by the way, you can check out the video we uploaded earlier on the channel going over the new event and the new legendaries. There are 9 new legendary items in that event, which you can check out. But more importantly, there are also additional legendaries in the higher Mayhem levels. Mayhem 2.0 has gone live, and you can now go and push Mayhem all the way up to Mayhem level 10 if you really want to. But relevant to this video is from Mayhem level 6 and above, so 6 plus, there is a chance to get some new legendaries from select bosses. So for those of you guys that want to farm things specifically, you can, rather fortunately, go to that specific boss. They're not world drops, so you don't need to farm aimlessly. You can at least direct your attention to specific bosses. So in this video, I'm going to go over those 8 new legendary items, tell you guys where you got them, talk about the weapons, and all that good stuff. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. If you've got any of these new items, let me know which ones down below. Let me know if you guys are liking them. Some of them I honestly am having a great deal of fun with, and there's a couple that I definitely really like. In fact, starting off with that one, let's talk about the Sandhawk. This is a sniper rifle, and this comes from Katagawa Jr. So again, as a reminder, for all of these, you're going to need to be on minimum Mayhem 6, but keep in mind the higher your Mayhem level, the better chance you have. So we farmed all of these on Mayhem 10, but obviously if you don't necessarily have a team or things like that, you can drop it down, but it does need to be Mayhem 6 and above. But the Sandhawk is a dull sniper rifle, and this one has corrosive damage. And what's really interesting with this one is that it fires a line of 9 projectiles. It also has, semi-auto and tight spread, so you've got a 3-round burst or a wide spread if you want to. But this thing, and honestly, a lot of the time when I get snipers, I kind of tend to discount them, but this is really powerful. I use this in a lot of the boss fights I've had, and provided they haven't got a resistance to corrosive, then this thing actually just eats away at their health. The fact that you have 9 different projectiles, there were some bosses where I was hitting like 1,000,000 damage on each of the individual projectiles, so this thing is definitely worth your time farming. The next one on the list is a rocket launcher, a Vladov rocket launcher. This one is called the Backburner, and this one basically fires out this lob-style orb with singularity, and it also spawns non-singularity Merv orbs. So effectively, you just fire out this giant orb that then spawns smaller orbs, which do a great deal of damage. This one again is corrosive. It is worth noting with each shot it consumes 3 ammo, so despite the fact the magazine size is 6, this is effectively 2 shots and then you're reloading. If you want this one, you're going to need to go and farm Agonizer 9000 on the Guts of Carnivora. That's that big kind of game show style saw blade boss. It is a bit of a pain. That was one of the ones that took slightly longer to farm, but again, that is where it comes from. The third one is the Khalson, which is a Dahl SMG. This one comes from Captain Traunt on Athena's, so this is probably one of the easiest ones to farm because running to Traunt and doing it on repeat is just really, really easy to do. But either way, this is a Dahl SMG, and the main part for this one is that it has sticky shots that explode on reload. So effectively, you fire all your bullets into the enemy, you then reload, it then deals a great deal of explosive damage, and it has plus splash damage radius. After that, you then have the multi-tap, which is an Atlas pistol. This one comes from Katagawa Ball, so that's of course over on Skywell 27. The cool thing about this one is that when you reload, it will fire out a cryo rocket at the tagged enemies. So of course, in typical Atlas fashion, you fire out these little sort of tagging dots, and then when you reload, you fire out that cryo rocket, and you then dish out damage on those. It also has an incredibly high fire rate, so pretty fun to mess around with. After that, we then have a Maliwan SMG called the d.n.a. Now this one comes from General Traunt, so that is over on Desolation's Edge. For this one, basically what it does is it shoots random elemental pairs of projectiles in a sort of double helix pattern. So you can kind of sort of see it, similar behavior to the Cutsman, not quite as widespread, but the fact that it just fires out random elemental projectiles means you effectively have all elements on this weapon, which is pretty awesome. Moving on from there, we have an assault rifle, a Vladov one called the Monarch. I love the way this looks. It's definitely kind of got that sort of mafia style look to it. But more importantly, the Monarch is a shotgun AR. So you have this nasty spread with it, and it has a high magazine and a fast fire rate. So this is just assault rifle destruction. And if you want to farm this one, it comes from Kilovolt, again over on Electricity. He's also a bit of a pain to farm. This one is definitely the one that took us the longest. So yeah, have fun with that. But either way, Kilovolt is where you get that one. For the next one, another rocket launcher called the Plague Bearer. This one comes from the Warden over on the Anvil, and this one instead fires a large, very slow-moving orb that spawns additional orbs in the process. Again, it creates a singularity, uses 3 ammo per shot, so you again only have 2 shots before you have to reload, but this one, you have to kind of charge it up, but then it sends out this incredibly slow-moving orb, but it does do pretty good damage in the process. And then finally, the very last one is the Reflux. This is a Hyperion shotgun. This one comes from Genevieve or Gen44 over on the Voracious Canopy. This one has a high shield capacity, and when you take damage to the weapon shield, it returns bullets to the magazine. So for those of you guys that want to sort of, use the Hyperion shield, I don't know whether you actually kind of use that too much, to be honest. I don't really use it that frequently, but either way, you can, in this situation, use the shield to refill that magazine. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. That's a rundown on the 8 weapons that are basically tied exclusively to specific bosses in Mayhem 6 and above. So if you want to farm them, then go to those specific locations, run them on repeat, and hope RNGesus is in your favor. Anyway, that's it for the time being. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, be sure to keep it locked for plenty more Borderlands content. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there if you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with. It's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.